Let's see how to get a list of numbers. Suppose that I want to start a new report and I want numbers. So maybe I'll type heading like serial number, and then I would type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. But I can automate this, or I can kind of simplify it by doing something like this. I type only first two numbers and then I select it. Remember how to select? You keep your cursor in the middle and then just select those two cells. Now, once I've selected these two, I keep my cursor at bottom right and I drag it until the numbers that I want. So if you see, every cell that I drag, it shows me the number that it's going to put. So here it's going to put 3, then 4, then 5, 6, and so on. So if I want till 15, I will drag it till here and I will leave the cursor. So now it's all the numbers from 1 to 15. I can do this in a different way by just typing 1 and without typing 2. But for that, I will have to I will have to hold the control key as well. So I keep my cursor at the bottom right, and instead of just dragging, if I just drag, see what happens. I get the same number. So Excel assumes that I want to have the same numbers down. But no, I want incremental numbers. So I can hold the control key and drag it. So I will get incremental numbers from here, but increment of only 1. Now, the benefit of selecting two numbers while dragging is that Excel will increment with whatever you have incremented with. So suppose, let's say I want to start with 2 and have all the even numbers. Then I would write the first two numbers. I would select them, and I will drag it from the bottom right. Now I'm getting a list of all the even numbers. If I want to get a list of multiples of 10, I'll say 10, 20, select this two, select this two, keep your cursor at the bottom right, drag it until wherever you want. So all the multiples of 10. Now this is how it works in numbers. Now let's see how it works for other things. So suppose I want to have the month names. So I can type January, and if I type January and if I drag it, it will give me all the list of months. I can do it with the abbreviated version as well, Jan, and it's not necessary that you type the first month. I can start with June. So JUN June, and if I do that, it will give you the list. Same goes with weekdays. I can start with Wednesday, with an abbreviated version. So I drag it and I get the list of days repeated again and again. Also, it goes the same with dates. So if I enter today's date or any date, so for that matter, let me enter 1 by 1 by 2022. So 1st January 2022. I entered this, and then I want the next consecutive dates. So I can drag this like this and I would get the list of the dates. Now this is showing up like this because the width is not sufficient for it to show a complete date. So what you have to do is you have to auto fit it. How? You keep your cursor at the middle of these two columns on the border and then you double click it so that it adjusts it to the widest cell value. So this is how you got the dates. And if suppose I have 1 by 1 by 2022 and then I want January 3rd 20 or say like 8th 2022, then I want I would get a day after every 7 days. So again, auto fit. Here you see it starts with, it goes on with 8th of Jan, then Jan 15th, 22nd, 29th, and then after 7 days, that is 5th of Feb, then 12th, and so on. So that's how dragging works with the list. Now these are the predefined list, but sometimes you would want your own list. Like suppose you work for you work on a report which has a list of countries, and you want uh, the the things that we did here, right? So Germany, India, Russia, and China. Wouldn't it be cool if I just type India here and I drag it, but instead of just getting India, I should get the other list, other names in the list, maybe like Russia, China, and all. So these are called custom list, and we will see that in the next video, how to make our own custom list, as well as if you want serial number from 1 to, let's say, like 50,000. I don't think it's a better idea to keep dragging it till 50,000. That's gonna take a long time, and it's gonna be a very long video. So I'm gonna show you in the next video how to do that and get a list of like 50,000 or 1 lakh, or how many ever you want, without dragging and by using simple Excel features. Thank you.